Alrighty then. Let's see. Alright, so Invasion of Amba in Age of Wonders 3. Hey. It's, if you can tell from the bottom, the global map. This is quite a large area. Map is, so this little bit's not much. I'm gonna get rid of those because it says the same thing every time. Ooh! Theocrat. I've had difficulties learning this game. And probably because my own experience with its predecessors. Its predecessors were so much easier to learn and figure out. So I probably went in with this, oh, I'm just going to go through the motions, learn it, beat it, blah, blah, blah. But it's not that simple. You have to actually start thinking about this. It makes it, instead of just going through motions. So, anyways, that being that, okay, good. I've got a priest. Priests are good early game for humans because human priests actually can heal, where not all races can. Civic guards are good early game only because they're good at scouting, and if you lose them, it's no big loss combat-wise. So, main thing I've noticed is there's, except for this fire node down here, and yeah, except for that fire node down there, there's pretty much nothing immediate to deal with. Usually there's something within or just outside your immediate range that's important. And although a node is important, usually something else. Something different, bigger. So here we go, and we have Great Immolation. At the top left of your screen here, you see an indicator for Great Immolation. Sustains the ritual of flames, burning everything in honor of the fire god. That's Yaka, if you are familiar with the previous games. Immolates a random unit. Each combat round, immolated units suffer 3 fire damage, -2 on strength, -400 morale, yeah, because everybody's happy about being on fire, and -1 defense, -1 resistance for 2 turns. Originates from the fire node. So, unfortunately, this is one of those cases where you have to, instead of doing whatever for your units, you have to try to which it says a 50-50 shot. It tells you how much you're going to spend on it, and then tells you what your chances are of it on succeeding, and there we go. Luckily, the first immolation was on the Hellhounds, but I believe they have 100% fire protection, so it doesn't do the damage, but it will do the defense and resistance and morale penalties, so they are going to be greatly reduced in effectiveness. The enemies here, you have the Hellhound, which is high maneuver and pretty good stats. 11 attack total, 12 defense, 10 resistance, 46 hit points. They get in your face pretty quick. But the real damage comes from the flamers, the 2 flamer units, which when they attack correctly can get 2 or more units at the same time because they're area of effect. So I always like having Draconians on my army, even if I'm not playing the Draconian race. But my best shot is at the Hellhound out of these units, so let's just go for it. So we can get the archers to join in with 3 shots. No. And what's my chance of... Oh, that bites. Okay, let's see here. We can get better on the draconian flames. Fortunately, that wasn't much in the first place. So let's see what we're doing over here. 17 to 25. That's not enough to kill them. Really, what you want to do is be able to try and figure out a way to kill one unit on the first round of combat. And long swordsmen are great in hand-to-hand combat. It's just the difficulty is to getting them there. So there may be something available later to handle that. And of course I'm out of mana, so there's nothing I can do here. So, and I had to break immolation, or attempt to dispel the immolation. So of course I don't even have the chance to act in any other way. It really takes away your ability to do anything your first turn. It sucks. It's a tactical, oh sorry, we're not going to let you do anything your first turn kind of situation. So, not enough. And if I could move my character forward, I could have added to the damage, but it's not going to be enough. So, and then we'll just move them here, and hopefully they can do the combat next turn. Okay. Oh, good. The morale sucked. That's a big help. See, there's that area of effect hitting 2 units. And it happened again. Now, hopefully this is where the archers can show how they can shine. Against your basic early troops, they just kick butt. It's just the way it is. So let's see here, 4 to 6, 3 times. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and take it. Alright, let's see here. Let's move them over here. Get the flank shot. Rear. Close enough. Okay, now. And then we're going to move my character over here, see if I can get a flank shot on him. Yes, I can. There we go. The battle is over. Now I get to 32 mana now, and then when the city gets larger in population, where it actually becomes, I guess, a town, goes from village to town, then my domain here is what it's called, this blue and yellow boundary, will get larger and start netting me 10 more mana every turn. Now over here seems to be a little bit of a item. So I'm going to send this cavalryman over there. And it was what I was hoping for. Production resources. I had a free city upgrade to the closest city. Well, I only have 1 city. And it's at random. It chooses for you. It used to be you had some choice out of random on Age of Wonders 2 and Age of Wonders 2 Shadow Magic. But now it's just like, hey, you're stuck with this. If you don't like it, too bad. So, I guess you can make an argument of why that would be more realistic. Not necessarily saying I agree with it, but... Now this is interesting. Now it's unexplored strong treasure site. Now, I'll need it cleared in 2 hexes when this grows once, and I get some kind of building thing, city upgrade. I don't see any offhand. once you get the laboratory, you can get the observatory, which is listed there, and that allows you to increase your domain by 1 hex. Wooden wall. Once you get the wooden wall built, then you can get the stone wall. Stone wall also increases your domain hexes, your domain by 1 hex. So, on the other hand, my favorite first thing to do, first turn, is even though you monetarily looking like it that you can't afford it, is get the storehouse. Storehouse increases your population increase per turn, and that with morale seems to be the biggest true power in the game. Is get a bunch of happy people, and your cities start to run fast. On the other hand, it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball in the start, because you're feeling like you're always trying to catch up at the very beginning. So let's go ahead and do Sorcery 1. It allows you to channel 10 more mana casting points. That's this up here. You get to channel 10 more every turn, and it increases your mana capacity, basically how much you can bank, by 100. So let's see here, and the base is 500. So that means if you're producing more than what you can handle, too bad, it goes away. So it's interesting. There's a limit to the size of your mana vaults, or if that's the proper word, I don't think so, but oh well. Alright, now let's see here. Since we're going down this direction, I have a kitty fighting one of the grapes. Anyways, that's what took my attention. Anyways, send him down to start scouting down here, because no other reason than that's the direction we're already headed. Start sending him back up here. Basically, I always like a balance of 2 shooters to 1 hand-to-hand. Up to, it'd be 1 for 1. 1 shooter for 1 hand-to-hand. All the other games was 8, groups of 8. They stopped that and they're doing groups of 6 now. I don't know what the reason why. But, so, that might be one of the things that's throwing me off, is I was always really good with the actual combat. And, not doing as well this time around, so that might be, I'm just not used to the different dynamic. Normally you don't scout with your characters, but early on is usually safe enough. Let's see here. Sometimes the terrain will look like upgrades or bonuses or whatever, so you need to just look at things a little bit closer sometimes. Alright then. So as you see it, I've set it up for 8 players. Glyphs of Warding. Target friendly city is marked with glyphs that channel protected magical auras in its domain. The currents deal 16 damage to trespassers each turn that they are within the city's domain. Lasts take 2 turns to cast, and 15 mana per turn to maintain. So I'm not going to do that anytime soon. And generally speaking, early game, not only is it safe enough to send them out, it's usually safe enough you don't have to worry about protecting your home city that way, unless you develop in only 1 or 2 directions instead of kind of a circular, which would be safest, most secure for your home city. But on the other hand, there's something to be said for starting in a quarter and only having to worry about 45 degrees of development instead of 360 degrees. You can concentrate your efforts. So let's put them here because I have nothing else in mind to do right now. Did I even start production? Yes, I did. Okay. I remembered. Now, I won't need this gold mine for a long time, because it's 3 hexes out. But I'm going to go ahead and head there with that unit so I can get the benefit of the gold that you get when you first clear a gold mine off. Now see, this looks like it's important, potentially, because, okay, you got road here, which is movement, considering each hex of mountain takes 14 movement points, where each hex of road is 3 movement points. But what I was looking at was this right here. It's a trading post, which is 20 gold. And here you've got a gold mine, which is 10 gold. And here you've got a gold mine, which is 10 gold. So basically, if I was to set a place right here, and a fortress right here, and then clear those off, I would get an extra 40 gold per turn. So it sounds like a good investment. So to do that, I need a builder's hall next. So we'll put the builder's hall in. And from the builder's hall, you can build a builder, which allows you to make the fortress that would go on this hex. And then 40 gold. So in a short period of time, let's see here, the builder's hall is 100 gold. So 2.5 turns, it pays for itself. It pays for the builder's hall, starts paying for the builder and the money to get it there. So in 10 turns, we definitely have achieved profit. So let's scout a little bit. Ooh, money! Yay! And right here is the edge of neutral territory. So now, there's seafaring is a skill that allows you to cross water without a bridge. And with all this right here, I might just, like, if this becomes a city of mine later, not only will I build a road to make movement quicker, I'll also build a road down this way. Speaking of down this way, let's go see what's down this way. Okay, there's probably that same road. The exploration is always important. And you gotta be, I don't know, I'm not so sure I have the answer on how to explore correctly yet. I try to make sure that, I just jut down into the fog of war and then do a circle around your area. But I'm not so sure that I'm doing that well yet, because I get sidetracked so easily. So I think it's a combination of you have to hold a pattern with, you have to take advantage of things you see that are available. Okay, still no spells to cast because gee whiz, they're the same. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so we continue researching. Scouting, which is kind of like research for... Oh, here we go. Now that will help, speaking of research, that will help. As your scrolls of knowledge, it will boost your knowledge of current research, and you can have some left over that will actually apply to your next research as well. So let's see. Try to find a happy medium on the movement. Alright. 6 on that. Okay. Never set things up how I would like them set. I wouldn't do that 5 across and 1 in back. Put your hand-to-hand types on the front line and your distance types behind them. But you're not allowed to think for yourself in that. What would be the best angle? Interference here, not nearly as much interference here, so here we go. Hear that? Oi! I don't think that'll be enough. Let's see here. 1, 2, nope, I need 3. 1, 2, what is it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think getting closer is going to help on the range penalty. Okay, so these are your basic dwarf process vectors. They're your like level 0. They call them tier 1, but they're basically tier 0 troops, much like the Civic Guard that I sent off to go scouting. Okay, 13 more hit points. This guy, I'm pretty sure can finish him off. Yep. Doesn't necessarily mean you will, because I had 13 hit points left and he could have got minimum damage every time, which would have been 4. Each time that would have been 12 hit points, 12 damage, so it's not a guaranteed kind of thing. Okay, so if they were to attack, they do a good amount of damage, but there'd be no protection for their backside. Let's see. Yeah, because they keep attacking from behind. So what I'm going to do is try and see if I can get a shot in without exposing my leader too much. Okay, that's going to get blocked in part by the tent or whatever the heck that is. So I'm actually wanting the angle, or not good enough. But I can do one more. Okay, there we go. Only range going now. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that means I'm vulnerable to attacks in the back. And them, as a matter of fact. So I may not have a choice but to have them go in there. Let's see here. 15 to 23. Cannot kill them at all. Cannot do it. So, but we gotta push it. It's so difficult to get those guys in range for combat. Here it comes. As you saw, it attacked me and all I did was turn. When you get attacked on the flank, your first action is actually to turn, not to counterattack. So, on the other hand, they left themselves wide open to just a barrage of beat down from my distance units here. So. them out of the way. And what I want to do is move these guys whenever possible. I mean, I'm not gonna do it every time, but heal them in combat before, even when I know the combat's gonna be over. Let's see here. So it says I'm gonna hurt them, but they're gonna be able to hurt me in reply better. Because my character is a sorcerer. So this is flanking, so they'll get one shot, 2 shots in. We'll finish them off, but they'll take a shot and as a result. So. $47. Traded some blood for some gold. At least it wasn't anything permanent. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to send him off to the scout. That might have been a good decision, seeing that stash of gold and city over here. And send the rest back. Okay. Anyways, with seafaring, which is a skill, you can cross water, but when you can't cross this even with seafaring. Water with rapids and all that into it. Ooh, a dwarf city. Negotiate. Wow, that's a large city. City's here, and I'm somewhere in here, so that's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 hexes. 138 gold. Okay. There's not much to do except go over there and look at it, and then turn around because of the lack of movement allowed over that terrain. This is important up here. I want to get close enough to see what's going on there in terms of troops, but you do not want to go solo to those places because there are bad guys there. Bad guys and all. So, anyways, I know the next mission for that group. City of Dioscana. Okay, let's see. Just want to get an idea of what's going on. Magic Fist, Static Sphere. The Static Sphere is great because of a chance to stun. It's a damage shield with the potential for stunning. So, Channeler, extra 5 mana, Whoop-dee. Air node bonus, creation node bonus, destruction. I think that's pretty much it. Well, that's 100. So I'm cutting close on the money. But it's always close when you start off. Yes, the storehouse builders always next. 60 money like I thought. Sorcery research. Arcane study. 3, 4, 3. 3. There's that basic seafaring. Let's do this. Everybody's healthy now. Alright, we've got dwarf scoundrels, draconian scoundrels, and another dwarf scoundrel. Okay. So let's get over here. There. Cool. Refugee camp and a treasure chest. So this is the direction I would have benefited most from getting to. Except for the fact of this down here and the seeing those just 40 gold in one spot from building one spot. Okay, here's another one. All dwarf scoundrels. Good morning, sir. I'm recording. I'm recording.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So it was nice to see you this morning. Ooh, draconians. Do I have the money for this? Yes, I do, barely. So I'm going to be nosy and there's a road that leads to it. And follow that road, which seems to come this way. So that is interesting. Ooh, just finished seafaring. And now I'm going to send them here to see what's being. Oh, let's check out the water. Not much there. Why is there a second road? That's a big question. Domain of Winter is the new one, right? Okay, yeah. Target friendly city now likes Arctic terrain. Totally useless. It's one of those things with air magic. It's cold. You like cold. Personally, I don't like getting into the cold stuff. I live in Ohio, and for 2 years in a row, it has snowed up to the end of March. So, not interested in that anymore. And I played a lot of Skyrim. So, anyways, I'll just ignore that. And the reason why is because I turned off the option of even having Arctic terrain on the map. So that was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do the. Oh, that's interesting. Every now and then, it does this. Woohoo! Alright.
Testing. Testing.
Or like this.
I'm in the supper. I have nothing but cigarette.